My name is Isabella, and I came from a small, warm town where everyone knew everyone. I grew up in a loving home where kindness was more important than money. I believed in love, marriage, and happy homes. When I met Zachary, I thought I found my dream. Zachary was smart, kind, and had a soft voice. He worked as a software engineer in the city. We met at a bookstore. He saw me looking at a book on poetry and said, "Sam Pau's Nets," my favorite one. We talked for an hour that day. Then many more days followed. Love grew like flowers in spring. After 6 months, we got married. It was a simple wedding. Smiles, hugs, and promises. I wore a white gown, and he wore a navy blue suit. Everyone said we looked perfect. I believed it too until we came home. His mother, Vivian, was waiting. She did not smile at me. She hugged me like a stranger. Her eyes scanned me from head to toe. "Man, John, you were Isabella," she said, with no warmth in her voice. "Menstau, yes, Masham." I said politely. She turned to Zachary. "Angel, you could have done better," she whispered, thinking I couldn't hear from that moment. I knew this house was not going to be a happy place. Vivian had rules. So many rules. Maja didn't wear jeans in my house. 0 sharp, no laughing too loud, no sleeping late even on weekends, no phone calls during dinner. I tried my best. I really did. I cooked haro, cleaned, smiled, and followed every rule, but still she found fault in everything I did. Pashajant and cut vegetables the right way, she would say. You put too much salt in the soup, Herndon. I fold clothes neatly. She compared me to her sister's daughter-in-law, who was imperfect in every way. Her words hurt, but I stayed silent. For Zachary loved me. But he feared his mother when I told him how she treated me. He said, "Ingpudi as old." She doesn't mean it, but it hurts. I said, "Percial, get used to you," he replied, but she never did. "At night," I cried quietly, turning my face to the wall. Zachary held my hand but said nothing. His silence felt heavier than her words. Vivienne played games sweet in front of others, bitter behind closed doors. She told the neighbors, "Amblet Isabella does help me at all. I do everything myself," she told her relatives. Namble, she only cares about her phone and sleep. One day, I saw her take money from Zachary's drawer. Later, she told him Isabella took it. Maybe she needed it for makeup. Zachary looked at me with tired eyes. "Imber, tell me the truth," he said. "I didn't take it," I said firmly. But his eyes showed doubt. I felt like I was drowning in a sea of lies. My truth didn't matter anymore. But life gave me small joys, a flower blooming on the balcony, a bird that sang every morning near my window, a little girl next door who waved at me with a big smile, and sometimes Zachary surprised me with a warm hug or a rose. Those moments helped me survive. One evening, Vivian shouted in front of guests, "Nichion, she is lazy, she does nothing. My poor son works all day and she just sits and paints her nails." Everyone stared at me. My face burned with shame. I said nothing. That night I packed my bag, my ring leaving. I told Zachary. He looked shocked. Where will you go, Jim? Bar somewhere peaceful, I said. Borver where I'm not insulted every day. He sat down, held his head and said, or please, don't go. Okri can live in this poison. I said, tears falling down. I moved back to my parents' home. They welcomed me with open arms. My mom said, Brang, you are not weak for walking away. You are strong. I rested, healed, and smiled again. I started teaching English to young girls. It gave me purpose. Zachary called me every day. He apologized. He cried, Enstra, please, come back, he begged. Emshirpiri will fix this Omspar not until you choose me, I said. After 2 months, Vivian fell sick. Zachary had to cook, clean, and care for her. Only then did he understand my pain. He told her, oh, Mom, you were wrong. Isabella tried. You broke her. Vivian stayed silent. One Sunday morning, Zachary came to my parents' home. He knelt down and said, come home. I set new rules, rules that protect you, not break you. I was scared but hopeful. When I walked into that house again, Vivian looked older. We sat in silence. Finally she said, Mboti was wrong. That was the first time I saw tears in her eyes. Didn't become perfect overnight, but they got better. Vivian gave me space. She no longer shouted. She even asked for my advice once. Zachary stood by me always. He stood between me and the fire when needed. Love returned to our home, not loud but calm, like soft rain sometimes. People change sometimes, they don't. But you must protect your peace. Moral of the story, you can force people to love or respect you, but you can choose to love yourself enough to walk away from pain, and sometimes offer up. That is what teaches others to change.